Ladies and gentlemen, this is our moment. Behind the scenes, the SEC is producing a fresh crop of XRP millionaires. It's true, even though it seems ridiculous. The trial has now ended, according to lawyers, experts, and even Ripple's CEO. There has never been a more positive signal. According to experts, the value of the XRP Ripple coin may increase to 21,354. These figures undoubtedly caught you off guard, but they're only the beginning. Let's get right to the point without further ado. Disclaimer: XRP might be getting closer to its long-awaited breakthrough moment than ever before, and Ripple is starting a new chapter in its battle-hardened path. XRP's game-changing moment is loading, Cheeky Crypto stated in a recent tweet. A final settlement in the SEC issue is just inches away. That claim goes beyond mere hyperbole. It shows a genuine, palpable change in the direction and tone of Ripple's protracted legal battle with the SEC. Ripple confirms agreement to end XRP case with SEC in latest report, tweeted Fabio Zucura a few days ago, suggesting that we might be nearing the end of a legal drama that has been going on since December 2020. The project has been plagued by the SEC's complaint, which claimed that Ripple had engaged in an unregistered securities offering. Ripple isn't merely getting ready for closure, though. It is already changing its structure to match life outside of the courtroom. The most obvious indication of this change may be found in Ripple's recent revision of its XRP disclosure policy. Since 2017, the XRP Markets Report, which details Ripple's holdings and market activities every quarter, has been a pillar of openness for years. However, Ripple has now admitted that regulators used those exact reports, ironically created for transparency, as a weapon in the litigation. The business made the strategic decision to stop publishing official quarterly reports. Updates regarding XRP holdings and associated activities will instead be disseminated via Ripple's official website and social media accounts. Transparency is not being retreated from here. It's a necessity-driven evolution. The previous format has turned into a regulatory liability, according to Ripple, which explained the change. However, instead of completely stopping disclosures, the corporation took a middle ground, changing its reporting procedures to keep the public informed, without providing regulators with ammo. It's a wise decision that conveys maturity and flexibility. There is more to these shifts than meets the eye. They highlight Ripple's conviction that the legal landscape is shifting in its favor and that XRP's future doesn't need to be constrained by antiquated strategies. The new approach values flexibility, instant communication, and real-time updates. All the things that the digital asset market will need in 2025 and beyond. Ripple's change, seen in a larger context, is indicative of the crypto industry's overall battle with changing regulatory environments. The ecosystem has been affected by what started as a crackdown on a single coin, which has made projects reevaluate their interactions with the public and regulators. Clearly, Ripple is not going to back down. By continuing to release XRP data, although on its own terms, it is, if anything, taking the lead. The business is developing a post-lawsuit compliance guide that may influence future regulatory strategies for other cryptocurrency companies. Ripple is making one very clear signal as the dust settles and the company gets ready for what could be a historic triumph. The mission is only beginning, even though the battle is coming to a close. The XRP community has endured market swings, distrust, and lawsuits. And now that the finish line is in view, the terrain is starting to change in their favor. The XRP army has been waiting for this bullish signal, and it has finally arrived. Ripple is now ready to emerge from years of ambiguity, legal disputes, and stifled momentum. The latest XRP price forecasts from cryptocurrency gurus have everyone talking, and they're nothing short of spectacular. Some people think that the largest XRP rally in history may be about to happen. You won't want to miss a second of it once you hear what's coming, I promise. In one eye-catching tweet, Jack the Rippler encapsulated the atmosphere. You will become affluent, as will your family. There's more to it than hype. Many XRP holders who have survived the past few years' roller coaster share this strong view. Steph, a cryptocurrency analyst, mirrored that idea with her own audacious opinion. Go to the casino if this XRP chart doesn't make you feel bullish enough. She even went on to proclaim XRP $30, demonstrating her unwavering confidence. That kind of price target seems less like a dream and more like a postponed, inevitable outcome to those who have followed XRP's lengthy and tumultuous path. And then there are the notorious XRP bugs. According to Barbie, the most recent one displayed an XRP price of $21,354. Even if these odd appearances are merely placeholder figures or technical abnormalities, they have stoked optimism and conjecture. However, for others, they serve as indicators, glimmers of what might be in a future in which XRP is a major player in international banking. But neighborhood veteran Barry C. offers possibly the most strong and grounded viewpoint. He pushed back against the dissatisfaction and anxieties brought on by XRP's months-long stalemate below 2.3, saying, "I didn't buy XRP at 10 cents to be shaken out $2. Experience carries weight in his statements. He recalls the value of XRP when few people had faith in it. And now that it's creeping closer to new milestones, he has no intention of leaving. In April, the token had a brief decline before stabilizing once more. Evidence that volatility is fleeting, but the vision endures for holders like Barry C. When things appear to be slow, he doesn't panic sell. At different stages, 2, 5, 10, even 50 and 100, he intends to reap profits. However, he really concentrates on the overall picture. With the hope that one day a single currency could be worth $1,000, he is holding XRP. It's not merely conjecture. A $1,000 investment made at 10 would become $1 million with a $1,000 XRP. For that kind of change, Barry C. is here. He's not by himself. Many supporters of XRP have the similar perspective, considering the present price to be a hidden boon, an opportunity to stack more before things go out of control. Of course, opinions on the time frame are divided. According to some analysts, like those at Changly, $500 could be achievable by 2040, and $1,000 at some point after that. According to some, such as Tellen, XRP may peak at $160 by 2040 and only reach about $285 by 2050. However, the Dierds seem unfazed by those projections. They don't care what the general public thinks about this. It concerns what Ripple is creating, the direction the blockchain industry is taking, and the practical applications that XRP will eventually enable. The groundwork is being laid for the next phase as Ripple restructures its public relations efforts and develops more intelligent tactics after learning from its legal dispute. One thing is certain, regardless of whether XRP reaches $5 or $500 next. Never before has there been such faith in its future. The community isn't merely holding out for a change in price. They're getting ready for what they think will be the most significant financial change of their lives. Furthermore, it is impossible to overlook the fact that Ripple is using its technology to capture the entire globe in the background. There is no denying the momentum behind the covert development of Ripple by governments, banks, and other financial entities. These strategic alliances have a direct impact on XRP Ripple's pricing, and the market as a whole might be shocked by what comes next. Let me now present you with one more positive indication that you simply cannot afford to ignore. Thus, there is more to Ripple's rise than just conjecture. The goal is to replace the antiquated global financial system with one that is more modern, safe, and suited to the digital era. We've been using the same Prosper system for more than 40 years, stated Brad Garlinghouse, the CEO of Ripple. It's out of date, but it worked. It's like accelerating a horse and buggy, he continued. However, why not simply buy a Ferrari instead? That's XRP. It's a powerful metaphor. trillions of international payments are still processed by conventional systems like SWIFT, but they do so with significant costs, delays of several days, and little transparency. These inefficiencies are eliminated by Ripple's technology, which is based on the XRP ledger. It settles cross-border payments quickly, cheaply, and with almost immediate confirmation. It's not just marketing speak either. Central banks, international remittance providers, and financial institutions worldwide are already testing and implementing this system. Now, think about this. One of the biggest and most reputable investment firms in the world, Morgan Stanley, once recognized Ripple as a top substitute for SWIFT in international payments. This wasn't a fan theory or a casual tweet. Morgan Stanley emphasized Ripple's capacity to lower fraud, expedite settlement times, and simplify banking infrastructure in Volume 36 of the Review of Banking and Financial Law, a documented legal and scholarly reference. That is a clear reference to the practical applications of Ripple. Although permitting cryptocurrency trading on eRate has been the focus of recent Morgan Stanley chatter, more in-depth observers like Analyst Smoke have noted that this could be a minor component of a much wider agenda. This crucial passage from Morgan Stanley's 2016 report, Global Insight, Blockchain and Banking, Disruptive Threat or Tool, was brought up again by Smoke to remind the community that Ripple is not a new institution. It has been carefully considered for many years. This is the point at which worldwide adoption becomes relevant. Ripple is establishing itself as the cornerstone of a completely new age of global banking, not just another cryptocurrency. The demand for XRP might soar if big banks, governments, and remittance companies start utilizing it widely as a bridge currency or settlement method. No one mines XRP. Its supply is fixed. Therefore, any increase in demand brought on by widespread adoption inevitably raises the product's prospective price, and the initial waves of that adoption are already underway. More than 100 financial institutions worldwide have partnered with Ripple. It is seen as infrastructure rather than merely an asset and is a component of studies investigating digital currencies issued by central banks. Influencers are not merely dreaming when they say that XRP will reach $1,000. In their ideal future, XRP will serve as the foundation for international money transfers. We may be in for a price explosion propelled by actual utility rather than hype if even a small portion of the global financial system moves toward Ripplet and XRP. The whales were also unable to pass. They have been stealthily accumulating enormous sums of XRP over the past month. Millions of coins are being moved into long-term wallets and cold storage. Rarely is this type of buildup random. Bold actions like this one from the game's top players typically portend something significant. What are they aware of that the rest of the market is unaware of? I'll show you why this could be the most significant bullish signal to date when we examine the numbers. As a result, there hasn't been much movement in either direction in the price of XRP lately. But behind the surface, more is happening. Some of the biggest participants in the market, including whales, have been stealthily amassing XRP at an incredible rate while many traders have been waiting for a breakthrough. Whales has reportedly purchased an astounding 900 million XRP in the last month. This is no small accomplishment, and it's an indication that something important might be on the horizon. This trend was brought to light by reputable cryptocurrency expert Ali Martinez, who pointed out Wales's peculiar XRP accumulation. These major players' belief that XRP is underpriced at its current levels is often indicated by the movement of such significant sums of the token. These purchases aren't being made in an attempt to make quick cash. They're holding for the long haul because they expect prices to rise significantly in the future. Another important factor is the timing of these whale movements. Apart from their purchasing activities, Ripple has also taken some strange actions with its escrow release. 1 billion XRP coins are usually released by Ripple at the beginning of every month. The business recently locked 700 million of those tokens, delaying the unlocking of the remaining billion for about 24 hours. The community was taken aback by this change in timing, which led to conjecture over Ripple's internal strategy and its potential effects on the market's circulating quantity of XRP. In addition to impacting the market with their current trades, whales are laying the groundwork for future price action when they make such calculated purchases. There is less XRP accessible for short-term traders as more of it is removed from the market and stored in long-term holdings. Due to the decreased supply and increased concentration of coins in the hands of those who are unlikely to sell fast, the price of XRP might increase significantly when demand heats up, as it often does in markets driven by adoption and growing institutional interest. In markets with high whale activity, the price moves precisely like this. By holding on to their assets and not selling until the price is right, those who are in it for the long run frequently cause a lack of supply, which drives up prices. Both Ripple's and the whale's activities suggest that XRP may experience a sharp increase once the market as a whole regains its momentum. This kind of accumulating behavior is a strong bullish indication that is not to be disregarded, particularly when it originates from some of the most significant figures in the cryptocurrency industry. The only thing left to ask is, what do you think about that? Do you have high hopes for the XRP Ripple token? What do you think will happen? Tell me in the space provided for comments. I'd like to know. Consequently, this concludes the video. I appreciate you watching. Please remember to hit the like button, leave a comment with your ideas or questions, and, most importantly, remember to subscribe if you found.